All right. All right. Okay, for those of you wondering why I'm doing this, it's because I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I have been a fan of professional wrestling for a while, but I kind of dropped off of it because of work and stuff. So now I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So I figured I'd do that by watching AEW Revolution. And I've been a big fan of professional wrestling since then. So I'm going to do, since I can't do the reactions live on YouTube, I'll just be watching the shows as we go along. And I'll try and get back in the swing of things. So I'll do a live reaction of the show.
It's the only thing I've felt ever since.
When you put me in a Texas death match, it will be the end of you.
I know the responsibility and the weight that this holds.
Bryan Danielson arguably is the best pure wrestler in the game. The best pure wrestlers don't always win.
Before the first bell tolls, AEW presents the Countdown to Revolution.
So I decided to watch the Countdown show.
I'm not going to judge anybody's character. MJF's can be perceived as somewhat questionable.
First up,
I am going to expose you.
His ego, his money, and most of all, his championship.
MJF came out into this
first promo package is Daniel Bryan and MJF.
and said he hates Bryan Danielson.
MJF, if nothing else, is a very cold and calculating man.
He tries to break the arm of a friend of mine for over 20 years, and he hates me.
He will do anything to keep that title.
Hi, Birdie. Hi, buddy.
I don't think Bryan even realizes how low Max is willing to go.
He put a bounty on my head, tried to injure me, and he hates me. MJF hospitalized my mentor, William Regal, and he hates me.
We're not here to make friends, baby doll. We're here to take over.
These outsiders coming into the AEW locker room have this sense of superiority or entitlement, like they're better than these women that have been grinding and building this division up since day one.
If you're making people angry, you're generating a reaction.
Where are you, Jamie?
You screw with my friends like that, you screw over me. Is it to prove that you're above these other women? Grow up.
I've been here 5 months and I have already taken over Jamie. And I'm coming for that championship, baby girl.
Ruby Soho tired of being pulled in all these different directions.
Can a woman really be her own island?
Ruby Soho is trying to not take sides.
I've never tried to be a homegrown. I've never tried to be an outsider. But what I will try to my damnedest is to be the AEW Women's World Champion.
Interesting.
Honestly, I was blank, man. I was numb.
As if it's not enough. Joe with those scissors in his hand.
Joe can be very sadistic.
Cutting the hair of Wardlow.
He wants to tap in. He wants to hit you right where it hurts.
He tried taking my career.
Ooh.
And then to take it a step further, he took the only thing that he knew I had more of an emotional connection with than anything, and that was my hair.
You told me that same sob story at dinner at a bar. I knew right there exactly where I needed to strike.
Samoa Joe has this switch. Joe walks out that curtain, that Samoa Joe music hits, and he is in business mode, and it is terrifying.
If you pull back on Joe just this much, you're in trouble.
Honestly, it's really hard to bet against Chris Jericho. He has been there. He's done that. So to come out of Revolution as the better man, one-on-one, no other BS, nobody at ringside. And I actually do see him walking away with the win at Revolution. Sorry, Ricky.
Ricky, he's a reaction guy. He processes information quickly. He's very athletic. And he's got a hell of a spirit. And he's proven he can beat Jericho. But not this time.
I got to tell you, I think the experience of being so savvy, I do think that Jericho nudges out a victory here.
Even though the Jericho Appreciation Society is banned from ringside, I think Chris Jericho may have 1, 2, maybe 3 more tricks up his sleeve, and he's going to leave Revolution as the winner.
That looks good. That looks really good.
I mean, if me and Hangman walk down a dark alley, who the do you think's coming out? You. No rules, no ref. One guy enters, one guy leaves. Who the do you think's coming out? If you don't want it to be over, then it doesn't have to be over. Just because you don't know the counter to 7th grade wrestling moves.
After all this, that we have seen the hard-hitting action, it was just a simple counter that won the match.
I'm supposed to be celebrating here. I won 2 out of 3. I should be happy.
You won 2 out of 3. What is he upset about? After you lose 2 out of 3, you say, all right, I lost. Shake hands, you're the better man. You're the better man. Let's do it again in the year. Let's run it back.
Well, that was the best case scenario. Then he got pinned and didn't get knocked out and didn't get his arm snapped, didn't get concussed again. That was the best case scenario for him. He should be happy.
Hey, you'll beat him 3 out of 5. Beat him 5 out of 7. As many as he wants. As many as he wants. So keep one.
If you don't learn your lesson, it's time for another one.
It's like it's Hangman versus the Blackpool Combat Club.
You want to talk about our third match? Our third match, I beat Jon Moxley's ass straight for 2 minutes, and at the very last second, he reached up, grabs my head, gets me through the old ball and chain pin, and manages to, I think he would agree, escape.
If I had to think of one word to describe Moxley and Hangman Adam Page, this rivalry, physicality.
It's about more than wins and losses. It's about more than championships. This has become deeply personal.
I know you think we got unfinished business, but we don't.
This is purely just 2 wrestlers wanting to prove to be the best.
If there's ever a definition of slobberknocker, it's Moxley and Page.
There is no chance that you will ever beat me again.
I'm excited to
If
see.
you'd have asked me about Jon Moxley
See Hangman
months and
versus
months ago,
Moxley.
I would have said that.
This match is gonna be
I
bloody.
maybe admired him.
I think it ends when 2 men go back in that cold, dark alley and only one gets to come out.
These 2 guys are going to collide, and we've seen the collisions before. They've both put each other on the shelf and in the hospital and whatnot.
Texas Death.
Buckle up. It's going to be nasty. The idea of a Texas death match is to not answer the bell.
Love the death
It's
matches
a
in
match built for
AEW.
destruction.
Very physical.
If you want to go down that road, a true war of attrition, absolute nuclear winter bombs going off everywhere, only one of us survives. All you gotta do is say the goddamn word.
You want me to paint a picture of what the match is going to be like? I'll paint a picture of Revolution.
It's gonna be
And
bloody.
Moxley loves to bleed. He bleeds all the time. Well, he's damn sure going to bleed at Revolution enough to paint the entire canvas red.
I think that this is going to be almost a therapeutic moment for both of these guys at Revolution. A dangerous, bloody, brutal, therapeutic moment.
When you put me in a Texas death match, it will be the end of you.
It is not something to be proud of, it is not something to aspire to. I live for this.
What could happen to me in this Texas death match after what happened in our first encounter? I don't know. And to be honest, yeah, that is a little scary.
But you are not the same animal as me.
I think this could be the scariest match we've ever seen in AEW.
Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh.
Will
That was
Soraya
really
ever get it? We're AEW originals. She'll never get it. It took us a little bit to figure out what the hell we were doing, and we worked our way up to the top.
Looks like it's going to be the
Before I
AEW
would've
Women's
considered
Originals
Soraya
versus the
Diamond as
WWE wrestlers.
Now, I'd consider her more of a diamond dazzle.
The homegrown talent thing against the athletes coming in from the outside is real.
Ruby, those are your girls. I had nothing to do with that.
Ruby Soho is just caught in the middle of all of this.
She's caught in the middle. She doesn't know what side to play on.
Is she homegrown? Is she an outsider?
I need her.
Looks like
Miss
Ruby's
Ruby.
in the middle of it.
Ruby! Oh! Right onto Saraya! Ruby! She rolls up bridge! She gets her! And gets a win! Saraya giving Ruby Soho an earful.
She's saying you're with us.
Ruby's screaming enough!
Why don't we have a little bit of fun at Revolution and make it a three-way match?
With everything that's been going on the last few weeks and this whole conversation about where I belong and who I am, winning the AEW Women's World Championship at Revolution will solidify the fact that I've always just been me.
I think Ruby's a little bit of a lost lamb right now. She's not really on anyone's team, and I kind of want to see it stay that way.
She could fit very comfortably in both camps. But I think Ruby Soho is focused on one thing, and that's becoming AEW Women's World Champion.
She's the underdog. But man, she's got a great heart. We've seen her bleed, we've seen her suffer, and continue to fight.
She's gonna pull this spray out.
Ruby Soho charging to the ring.
As for Ruby, we go way back. And you can't run away from who you are, because I know who you are, you know who you are, and everyone else is going to find out exactly who you are.
The AEW Women's Championship is what's at stake at Revolution.
I don't care if it's 2 women, 10 women, anybody. I know the responsibility and the weight that this holds.
Looks like the AEW Women's
Everybody's
Division has
gonna
improved since the
understand
last
and
time
see
I watched.
again why Hater hits hard. It doesn't matter how hard you
Tony
fight
turned
this.
heel.
I'm going to be walking out of Revolution with the AEW Women's Championship. I'm going to make AEW my house. Can a woman really be an idol? Revolution? You're going to see it.
All changes saved. Stream webcam managed pop-up dashboard. LIVE12:0600 bullet.
Revolution.
All right, now it's
At
Samoa
Revolution,
Joe and
I
Wardlow's
am going
promo.
to kill you. Wardlow looks to take back the TNT title
Yeah, these
against
promos
Samoa
are
Joe.
fire.
And is Ricky Starks ready to step up on the biggest stage of his career?
Honestly, it's really hard to bet against Chris Jericho.
And still to come.
I think MJF has something to prove, and I think the motivation that no one thinks MJF can hang with the challenger for 60 minutes. I think he can.
All right. Let's see here.
On Sunday, March 5th,
The main event is set.
it's the match.
The AEW World Championship on the line. You will never come close to holding the AEW Championship.
AEW presents Revolution.
What concerns you most about Samoa Joe?
Nothing. The only things that
Wardlow
could have
and
concerned
Samoa
me
Joe's video
already have
package.
happened. He exposed my knee, and he took personal information and used it against me.
Ooh,
I
it's
just
like
never
personal
fathomed
match.
anyone taking it to that level.
We've seen Joe several times throughout his career really getting personal with people. That is sort of like the Samoa Joe specialty. He wants to tap in. He wants to hit you right where it hurts. Sometimes you can really push somebody into that mindset that you've got them shaken on the inside. But sometimes you get the other side of that where you now awaken that monster that's within them.
So there's nothing left he could do to hurt me.
Wardlow is that wrestler that I just feel like that spotlight is really circling around.
Wardlow is still waiting on the moment that he can break loose and have that great career that people have predicted for him since day one.
This Wardlow guy, whoever he is, wherever he's from, is a massive human being.
You know, he's the future of what this company can be. The guy is a bona fide star.
And if Wardlow wants to live his dreams as a top star, this is where it starts.
Wardlow, all of man's great follies, perhaps his greatest is delusion. But I'm not going to let you be delusional anymore. I am not only going to survive you, I'm going to crush you. I'm going to smash you. I'm going to do what I have done before, and that's put you on the ground.
There is the new two-time champ, the king of TV right there,
Jesus,
baby.
that match with Darby and Joe.
Wait, what is this?
Brutal.
Wardlow's not looking to talk, and he is fired up. He is raining down shots on Joe.
Blacked out rage is the only thing I felt in that moment. It's the only thing I felt ever since. I feel nothing but rage.
Do you even understand the depth of what you stepped into?
Joe's gonna kill you. I've had to walk around backstage listening to people talk about how Joe is the most dangerous man on this roster. No, you're not.
Wardlow, at AEW Revolution, my friend, you will have a revelation that you stood in front of the one true king of television, and you were found wanting.
At Revolution, Joe, I am going to kill you.
When Chris Jericho extended his hand, when he extended the membership to Ricky Starks to join the Jericho Appreciation Society, you could feel the condescension dripping off of Chris Jericho.
I absolutely think that Ricky Starks did the right thing by rejecting Chris Jericho's offer. Ricky Starks is a special talent.
Look,
Ricky Starks,
he's
he
out
can
on his own now,
wrestle
doing his
and
thing.
he can
Ricky
talk.
Starks' evolution has been pretty extraordinary.
Ricky Starks called Chris Jericho a leech, a vampire. I think Ricky Starks knew better. He knew what Chris Jericho was trying to do. He was trying to get one of the young hot stars here in AEW to stand in Chris Jericho's shadow. And that was not something that interested Ricky Starks.
What do I think of Ricky Starks now? The same thing I always thought about him. He's a great wrestler. He's got a great personality. He's got a great connection with the crowd. What he doesn't have is leadership and direction. And I'm going to have to teach him more of that leadership and direction like I have for the last few months at Revolution. Like I said to Ricky Starks and Dynamite, take that victory, put it in a little box, stick it by your nightstand, look at it every night before you go to bed. Cherish it because it's never going to happen again. I tried to help you, Ricky Starks. I tried to help you avoid the ultimate embarrassment of going up to Chris Jericho, challenging Chris Jericho, and getting your ass handed to you. And that's exactly what's going to happen at Revolution.
Whether you believe it or not, I can beat whoever I want. Because I am saying that I can do it. When I said that I was going to beat you on January 4th, guess what? I did that. You try to get everybody involved. It didn't work out for you. Do you think that things are going to be any different come Revolution? No, it will not.
Ooh,
because
I love
am
his energy.
telling you, as a prophet, right now, I am going to beat you, Chris Jericho, because there's no other way. In Revolution, I am going to show you what a real leader is. I'm going to show you what a real main event level superstar is. Why? Because I am absolute Ricky Starks.
Coming up next.
After this match, I think we will then see who the best wrestler in the company is. And Max, you're great, but Brian's the best.
Who will walk out of the Chase Center with the AEW World title?
60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship.
Head trauma than anyone in the history of this business. And you're still in my sport?
He rises to the occasion and he proves time and time again just the durability of the wrestler that he is, the technician that he is.
From the moment he wakes up till the moment he goes to sleep, he's thinking about professional wrestling and ways to be the best professional wrestler in the world.
You really think you're the best wrestler in the world, don't you? But that's impossible because I am!
I think MJF has something to prove, and I think the motivation that no one thinks MJF can hang with the challenger for 60 minutes.
Today.
I think he can.
And you cannot tell me for 1 single second that there is a person out there alive who thinks MJF has more heart than me.
An Iron Man match, it's all Bryan Danielson. It plays right into his strengths. I think we've seen a more physical, more determined,
more vicious MJF than we've ever seen. And I think we're seeing that because he realizes what he's in for.
I've called a lot of 60-minute matches. They're just devastating.
Brian has done 4 of these matches, and Max has done absolutely nothing. But I will say, they probably talk for 60 minutes.
You do, Brian. It's joke when you have a big match opportunity since you've gotten here. You're a joke artist.
The injury to Bryan Danielson's shoulder is a target on his arm for MJF.
The injury to his shoulder and to his arm is a
Shoulder will
concern,
be the
but I
story
don't
of the
think it's
match.
going to hinder him in winning this match.
This man does not give up.
You think there's some monster behind the mask? Do you know what I think is behind the mask? Fear. See, this belt gives me a reason to get out of bed in the morning, because this belt stands for the simple fact that all my blood, sweat, hard work, tears, and yes, my sins, they were all worth it.
If Bryan Danielson were able to defeat MJF at the 60-minute Iron Man match at Revolution, I think that would right a lot of wrong.
You are going to put me through the hardest match of my life, but know this. After those 60 minutes are up, I will be victorious.
He's really talented. And he could be a generational wrestler if he put in the work. But he doesn't want to work the way that I work.
There are so many different things that come into play in this sport. It may all come down to just who's the hungriest that night.
This business is not about being a good human being. It's about being the best in the game. Bryan Danielson arguably is the best pure wrestler in the game. The best pure wrestlers don't always win.
After this match, I think we will then see who the best wrestler in the company is. And Max, you're great, but Brian's the best.
Legs won't stop. I have lungs that never let me down. I have a heart that won't ever quit.
Ever since Bryan Danielson arrived, I thought he would be a world champion. I think he's due.
You can't match my legs, my lungs, my heart, and my determination to take that AEW championship from around your waist.
Okay, that's the end of the stream. Now on to the show itself.